Welcome back to Anna's Advocacy Corner. This is our second episode. We're so excited because we have somebody new here today, one of our new associates, and definitely becoming a good friend. Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Terry Lee, and I work here at Rolling Start. I am a veteran myself. I served in the Marine Corps for like 6 years. Hey, I didn't do nothing crazy though, because I was reservist. And yeah, that's pretty much my introduction.
Yeah. So he's been working here for about, how long have you been working here now?
Oh, heavens. Maybe we'll say 3 months.
About 3 months.
Probably 3 months. Doing them things.
Mm-hmm. And you help vets receive their benefits?
No. I help veterans feel more independent. And I help them by paying their caregivers per se. That's pretty much like the bare bones of my joints here.
Cool. And who are we connected to in order for these people to be able to come to us?
We are connected through the VA. So all of our stuff, all of our veterans that I talk to, shake hands with, possibly serve with, who knows, same unit with, they all come from the VA. You know, you can't call us and be like, hey, put me on a program. Nah, we can't do that.
So for future references, you got to go through the VA in order to get to him.
Right.
And the reason why I have him here today is because, as you know, we talk about advocacy and advocating for yourself in all different types of ways, not just system advocacy, but personal advocacy too. We just want to get to know Terry a little bit so that the vets that do come or anybody who's interested in going through the VA to get to us, we can get to know Terry a little bit too and hear his story, and so they can relate to him and feel comfortable when they do decide to come over here with us. Terry,
yes,
you know, you said you were, you used to be in the military. You're a vet now.
Yeah.
And you said you've always wanted to do that.
Always wanted to be in the Marine Corps.
That's beautiful.
Rah, 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 rah.
That's beautiful. I think that's awesome. And then you finally were able to succeed.
Yeah, after what, like my fourth time passing the ASVAB, I finally passed that thing, and I joined the thing, and I am the thing. Right.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And then when you finally accomplished, you know, and you passed that test after trying, trying and failing,
right.
You finally passed. Did you feel good about yourself?
Absolutely.
Like, what was the first thing that you did, you know, when you found out?
First thing I did, I called some people I forgot at the time, and I sat in my room because I lived by myself, and I cracked open, I think an apple cider because I don't drink, and some white chocolate covered Oreos. And I just ate them things and drank them things. That's the first thing I did. That was my celebration.
Yeah, that's cool. And then from, you were mentioning that from your previous experiences in your life, you did mention to me before that a lot of people was trying to put you down, like you couldn't do the things that you had set out to do. Was this something that you got some pushback for? After going through and failing a few times? Like, did anybody try and tell you couldn't in this certain situation?
Oh, yeah.
Or did they believe in you?
The only people that believed in me that I can remember is probably my friends, a couple of my friends that I grew up with, my boy Larry, my sister Jasmine, at sometimes my father. I'll say that. Yeah, I'll say that. And then family, nah. Nah, they already had a bad impression on me. And, you know, I proved them wrong. And that's why I stand today.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm kind of stuck. Hold on, let me think.
You good, bro.
He edits it. I'm like, I keep saying everything's beautiful. Then
I said beautiful. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but I said it like 5 times. Wow, that's beautiful. Wow, that's so beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, hold on. So you said a lot of people try to put you down about it. Well, your family was like trying to not say that you were going to achieve, but you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sure did. I came out better than I know what that. I'm pretty sure they thought I would come out to be. And so, yeah.
So what was it like when you had just got your new apartment? You know, how did you feel finally achieving that?
It was beautiful. It was really amazing. After when I got the, I think it was a email or a text, I forgot whichever one. They said I got approved. I was at a Christian concert and I turned up for the Lord. I said, thank you, Father God, for this. My first spot by myself. I can finally breathe. I don't have to be limited to my room because that's what I felt like. So having my first spot was amazing. I didn't care what people thought. And I had a lot of people come into my house, family members come into my house and say, like, what is this place? So for me to have it on my own at the age I was, with the job that I have, with the car that I have, and all those people riding on my back saying, you can't do this because of you're this age or whatever the case. So getting my first spot was really a blessing and a fat accomplishment, and a big, like a how do I say, like a not even like I told you so, because I didn't tell them I was gonna do it. I just said I'm gonna show my family. So pretty much like a awakening for them, like, oh wow, he did do that, you know. All with all the whiplash that I got and all the down talking that I got, yeah, my first house was amazing to me, in my opinion, and there's no one that can take that away from me. So yeah, I'm answered with that. Yeah, that was good. I miss that place kind of.
When you first got in there, I'm sure you didn't have much, you know.
Oh,
Like you probably had a bed, probably had a dresser, a TV.
I'm not gonna lie, my first house was probably, it was a house, and I was so happy for that. I didn't have much, but I was so happy with the stuff. I got a bunch of donations. Like I had a couch, I had the table, I got in the fridge, you know, over time. But yeah, my bed wasn't even on a bed frame. It was just a mattress on the floor. I don't care what y'all think. I was just so happy just to be in my own spot. And yeah, I didn't care what people thought, as I said earlier. But yeah, I got a lot of donations from people, and I'll say from like friends that I met outside of high school. I'm talking about, because I used to work with grown men, and so they were just like, bro, I got this couch, or I got this fridge, or I got this table, and or I seen some chairs down the street. You want me to help you get those? And so like I got help from those friends. And I'm not saying that the people that I in high school didn't help me. They had their own lives going through it, and I 100% get that. But whoever helped out, they helped out, and I'm very happy that they did. And people who didn't help out, I'm so happy that we still kept in contact for as long as we did. So
Yeah, and it's no shame in that, you know,
Not
like
at
that.
all.
I think that's a lot of people, they get caught up on like, maybe it's not, you know, brand new stuff or whatever it may be, but that's how I started too. Like when I first got my first apartment, I already had 2 kids and a husband, and we were barely going to get our own place. And it was like, and we kind of get a lot of that too, because I mean, we're young still. People expect, because I'm married and I got some kids, that I'm supposed to be this grown adult with everything all together. But it started off, I didn't have a house. I got an apartment, but it was my apartment. And it was like, I could leave those dishes in the sink if I wanted to overnight. I could, you know, do a bubble bath. I can, you know, do what I want to in this place. And and nobody's going to tell me to leave my shoes at the front door unless I want to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's I know that feeling of finally like achieving, especially when people are doubting us, and then when people are doubting us, sometimes we doubt ourselves. Like, dang, like maybe I won't be able to do this, or like maybe, you know, my finances like aren't set up perfectly, or they're not, you know, gonna be in order for me to be able to achieve this. But it takes asking questions. It takes going and just talking to that real estate agent, or that apartment complex, or that nonprofit that offers the first and last month's payment, you know, for the down payment or whatever it may be, or the first and last month's rent. There's organizations out there that can help you just get into that spot where it's like a little win, you know, like finally, like this is, and to some people it might seem like a little win, because it's not a big old fancy, you know, 5-bedroom upstairs or whatever it may be, but that's a big one. I mean, when I got that apartment, I know that feeling when you finally have got there and you're like, yes, you know, this is mine. Let me take my shoes off in my own place. Let me stay up for as long as I want, listen to music as loud as I want, and do my own thing here. So I think that's advocacy in itself. So not just considering the military, but like what in you has encouraged you or made you feel confident in the position that you're in, helping other people be able to advocate for themselves, or well, in a way that's teaching them to be independent, you know? Like, so, what makes you want to be in this position?
because I understand that I know a lot of people are just like me and who didn't have a lot of knowledge. And I'm not calling nobody dumb, but sometimes we just don't know things. We're human beings. We don't know everything. And so with me being here, I feel it makes my heart smile because I generally do see people who are in my stores like, oh, I didn't know we can do that. And I'm like, oh, you can definitely do that. And so with me also being in that position, like, hey, I didn't know I can do that. I didn't know I can say certain words or fight certain people. Fight people with words. Not with, what I'm saying, not with bare knuckles. But, it makes me feel good. And me learning this position, like it's a sense of, not a sense, but, I'm growing, you know? And that's what I think I also help other, veterans grow. And yeah.
That's good. You know, I think that I feel the same way about my position. Like, I'm dyslexic, so reading and writing were hard for me. School was really hard. There wasn't a lot of people advocating for me. Not my parents. They didn't really teach me how to talk to my teachers or go to my counselors or whatever it may be. But I had to figure it out myself because they weren't going to do it for me either. But I knew I got to graduate one day if I want to be a grown adult and have a family, and I got to get out of high school. And so I too had to kind of struggle and get myself out. And now being in this position, being able to help people advocate for themselves, or even just referring them, just knowing that I'm part of an organization that I can refer somebody that maybe I can't help them speak for themselves or live independently in any certain way. I know I have people like you, or we have our independent living specialists that can help people be in that position and advocate for themselves or live independent and stuff like that. So I can understand that feeling of it's like satisfaction. Like I get to help somebody now who was in that position that I was just in, And so what's your mindset of when you're going through life, you have people telling you, you're not able to, you're not big enough, you're not strong enough, you're not man enough, you're not this, you're not that, whatever it may be, what's a mindset that encourage you to keep on, even regardless of people telling you you can't or you shouldn't be able to or you're not enough or whatever? Because a lot of people struggle with that. That's a big part of self-advocacy, is getting through the negativity that other people bring on to us.
One thing that I've heard this, I probably say maybe 2 years ago, somebody said, it's crazy how you can, all the stuff that happened to you or whatever, but at the end of the day, you're still alive. So he said, did you know that you have 100% survival rate? And so with all these people talking down on my name, spitting on my name or whatever the case, I remember that I've done it before. I didn't do it alone. I had God by my side, and through me and him, we can do anything. So that's one thing that definitely made me keep my head on straight, my vision and my path clear.
That's good. I think I find myself too attaching to a lot of quotes and stuff that have helped me along the way. That's beautiful. I think that's something that we can all kind of take as some affirmations that we can stand on. You being able to tell yourself I lived another day. I've survived all that I've been through, and now I'm here, and I keep on, regardless of what these people were saying, regardless of how many times I failed that ASVAB. I'm keeping on, and I'm pushing, and I'm succeeding, and I'm overcoming, and I'm achieving.
Right.
And I think in those moments, when we do feel low and stuff, it's good to have a faith or something you believe in, whatever it may be. To find a scripture or find something a quote even, from a philosopher that to help us continue. I have faith, so I do have some scriptures that I stood on too that kind of helped me in those times where I felt like I was alone. The one that you said too, that I can do all things with Christ who strengthens me. That's something that I stand on too, because I feel like sometimes when we get in those moments, we do feel weak. We feel tired. The world is beating us down constantly. You try to turn the corner, and you try next time to have better discernment, to think harder, to focus in, to just be better. And then you get hit with the world. You get hit with negativity, with people putting you down, with considering the vets. I know there's a lot of vets out there who deserve their benefits, who deserve these things. And they've been through a lot, like their bodies are worn out. They're tired of just life in general, just not giving them what they deserve. They fought for this country just for them to end up with no benefits, no help, And so we're blessed to have this this resource where they can kind of come to him and not only be able to have somebody help them advocate for themselves, but learn how to be independent, learn to be able to live on their own, or and not just through his program, but through Rolling Start in general. He can get them connected to people who can help them with even learning to cook their own meal. Like we do a cooking class here where people can come and they can learn how to cook an easy meal that's on a budget, so that they can kind of take care of themselves, little things and stuff. It's a beautiful thing to kind of have those people who are on your side, but also our internal strength that comes from our quotes and our things that build up who we are. Something you can stand firm on, not just like, oh, I think I can. I mean, that helps, but in those moments where you can't, I mean, sometimes just hoping that you can get up that little mountain isn't enough. And that's why we're here too, to be here for people who are in that certain situation where they're tired, they're sick and tired of the world just beating them up. We're here to just kind of be that friend. And, we got a lot of resources here, but not all the time are the resources going to help. Advocacy starts with ourselves, and it starts with our mental health, our emotional health, and our physical health. And when we got those things in line, we can push a little harder and we can try again and try again and try again. Just like Terry did with that ASVAB. He tried again, and then he did it. So I think that it's a beautiful testimony, and there's so much more to Terry, that's what I'm saying. I would love for everybody to come and just get to know just all of us here at Rolling Start. And hear our each individual stories. Last month we talked to Richard, and he definitely has overcome a lot in his life too. And he's part of our TBI program, like we said last time. If you're struggling and you have a TBI and you've been in a certain situation where you feel like you're kind of lost or nowhere to go, or no friends, or just nobody to kind of help you stand firm on something that you can believe in, I feel like we're happy to have you here at Rolling Start.
I just want to give not a shout out, but I feel like I didn't do my friends justice. I did have some friends that did help me out greatly. High school people helped me out greatly. I'm not going to say any more names, but to the ones that did help me out, hey, thank you. For real. I know we probably don't talk no more, but hey, still got love for you.
And your friends being there for you. Like, I know a lot of times we do struggle with loneliness and stuff like that, but organizations like this, where we have groups you can go to and you can make friends, and we're not just like a resource center. Like, this is a place to connect and make friends who are going to be by your side and hear you out when you're going through something. We have our the wheelchair support group. There's a lot of people in there who aren't in wheelchairs, but it's a good place to make friends, some people can join in person, some people join online, and it's a nice place to kind of get to know each other and make good connections. I see a lot of people there now who make good connections in their with each other and with, even us who work here. Like, I love my consumers, and I'll do the research, and we'll all do the research to kind of see what resources we have for these people, not just like for benefits and things like that, but like I said, for our mental health and our spiritual health and our physical health. Like, we're kind of here to help support you so you can live as independent as you like. And I think Terry's story about, achieving his goal after people were kind of trying to tell him he wouldn't be able to. You're not tough enough, you're not man enough, you don't know, this or that, or you're not going to achieve it, you're just Terry. And he said, you know what? I am Terry. I can do it. I will do it. And he did it. So I appreciate his story. I think that is great. So in your position as the VIP advisor, has there been a time when you were able to help somebody and it kind of caught you off guard, or like you're like, yay, like we did it,
Yeah, there actually has been. We went to that expo and I was picking up random stuff, and wasn't random to me, but it looked like I probably was sitting there grabbing cards and some other stuff, but some information, whatever. And there was this one veteran that's just like, I'm having trouble with diapers, and every diaper that, oh, my fault. Let me rephrase that. There was a caregiver who was telling me that he's having trouble with diapers, and now the person he was taking care of he didn't like the diapers, or he tried a bunch of other stuff. And I said, hold on, bro, like I got some stuff in my car that might help. And he said, I probably tried everything. And then I whipped it out. He was just like, I've never seen some like that. And I was just like, ooh. I said, let me know if you like that, because I only have 2 left. So let me know, I'll get you the information. He was just like, nah, thank you so much. So that was one thing where my heart really started to smile and helping that veteran out. I just got started, so, we'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? And being understanding and being patient and loving and caring, yeah. I think that's what I've already had it. And, I'm not trying to sound unhumble, because I'm very humble and learning and whatever the case, but I've already had that, and when here it's just growing and growing and growing. So I think that's my answer. Yeah, I think I'll leave it there.
We appreciate Terry for coming and chit-chatting with us for a little bit and sharing his program. Do you have any last words before we close out?
Nah. Y'all got it. Nah, I'm just playing. Last words that I have, bro, or sis, he, she, me, they, them, whatever you guys like to prefer to call yourselves. We're here to extend that helping hand. Yeah, that's my last word.
We appreciate that. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share on all the platforms. We have TikTok, we have Instagram, Facebook, and you can find us on YouTube at Rolling Star Inc. And thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on episode 3.
Raw. Peace.
Bye.